I'm David Pantero Macias. I'm a pro MMA fighter here in Tampa. I've been slammed on my head before. I've been knocked down every time I've taken a hard shot. Instantly, I'm like, dude, you win this fight. And like, you can see every time I take one in a pro fight, and if it's on video, you can see me smile and laugh it off. And in this last one, like I got rocked and I was like moving all goofy. I was like, I hope you don't think I'm out of here, because I'm not.
You were talking about that mindset that when somebody knocks you down, you're like, wait, I win this. And I almost wish that more believers viewed their life that way. That when the enemy attacks you, don't fold. Man, if you knew how the story ends, newsflash, believers, we have the victory.
Being raised in a church, it was like people be clapping, people were praying in tongues, and I'd be like, I would love to experience what they're experiencing, but like I haven't been spoken to yet. So I love being able to call her up now and being like, Mom, like I just want you to know the journey's happening.
We were never meant to be alone. We were not meant to do this life by ourselves. We're already rolling, so we're just gonna get right into it, bro. This has been a long time coming, man.
I know, too long, and I'm sorry I had to cancel the last one.
You're good, bro. You're good. God knows why things happen, but now's the perfect time, and I've been wanting to get you on the pod for a fat minute. I think you and I have had some deep, insightful, beneficial conversations off camera, and I was like, man, let's show this side of David El Pantero Macias on camera. You know, people see the fighter, people see, you know, you're a jokester. Like I love your whole personality on Instagram, but let's show people, you know, a little bit of the well, there is still a fighter in you, but the fighter outside of the ring, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So before we get into all the good stuff, talk to us a little bit about you. Who are you? Where are you from? Things of that nature. Like introduce yourself.
I'm David Pantero Macias. I'm a pro MMA fighter here in Tampa. I'm also a lead designer for Odd Sox. There you go. So I do graphics, I do apparel, fun things like that. Shout out Odd Sox. And
sponsor us. I'm kidding.
What else should I highlight?
No, I mean that's good.
Upbringing.
You're from Massachusetts, right?
I'm from Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. I'm from a small island off the coast of Cape Cod. Okay. We're known for having like super wealthy tourists, and the most common question is like, "Yo, were you rich?" And it's like, "Nah, man. My mom, I made more money than my mother ever did, like hourly, at the age of like 18.
Wow.
And that's because I was doing like hardcore furniture delivery and driving a truck.
No way.
And the company paid really well, and they kind of put me through my first few years of art and design school.
Gotcha.
In Boston. Yeah. But like single mom, a couple stepdads on the way. Really good people who came along, but didn't stay. Just two other brothers I grew up with in Massachusetts, and then I had two other brothers in New York City who I met later in life. But man, just super humble beginnings. I had a great mom, super Christian. She had the same role as you. She just had to take it, slow it down a bit. She's getting a little bit older. She couldn't be as active with the kids as she was
in youth ministry.
She was a youth minister. She's actually like doing her certs to like minister women. That's and awesome. Stuff. Like that's she's cool, moving up the ladder. That's awesome. So I'm super proud of her because she keeps doing her thing, even though I think age and like starts to resist. Yeah. But it's funny. I'm so glad. I love getting to tell her like I'm growing in my journey with God, because being raised in a church, it was like I would be there and I believed it, and I wanted to choose good. I didn't drink alcohol, I didn't smoke weed, I didn't do any of what my friends were doing. But people would be Pentecostal church, so like people would be clapping, people would praying in tongues, and I'd be like, I would love to experience what they're experiencing, but like I haven't been spoken to yet, So it's just kind of like being a kid, like everyone's freaking out. My mom's speaking in tongues, So I love being able to call her up now and being like, Mom, like I just want you to know, like the journey's happening. Like I'm starting to feel things, I'm starting to see things, I'm starting to see patterns too.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So that's nice. Yeah, I grew up in a Christian household. my brothers are crazy. I learned from them what not to do. Probably why I still haven't drank alcohol or nothing like that. But
Pico's in the building.
I was like super into UFC. She used to make me not watch it.
Yeah,
but I was like, I'd sneak it. Hit last episode, last channel when she walked in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I love that, man. And just for context, also which I think we had a brief conversation about this. I was like, Macias. That's like, sounds Hispanic. But I think you also mentioned like what's your middle name? It's
Zebulon.
So like you got Bible all over. You're David. Do you know what that means?
Zebulon is the city in Israel.
I'm not sure.
Zebulon was a great city in Israel.
Gotcha.
I should know what it is today, but I don't.
But I mean, your whole name is biblical, and
even the last name.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, the last name is a derivative of Sephardic Jew, and if you know anything about Sephardic Jews, they are mixed with Spanish, Northern
Portuguese,
African.
correct,
They're the tan Jews.
From the Iberian Peninsula in Spain.
With dark hair. So I had a Jewish professor at Mass Art, and he was like, "You're a Jew," and I was like, "What?"
That's a crazy sentence.
Yeah, and like I am a little Jewish in my DNA. Like there's a little smidge in there.
That's funny.
But yeah, he was right. Like my name's Spanish, but it's Hebrew for Matthew.
Wow.
So literally my first name, I was named after King David. My middle name's a city. I was named after like my famous Cape Cod 4th grade uncle, Zebulon, Zeb. And then last name, is like a hybrid language.
That's awesome. No, I love it because again, like from the beginning, we hit it off, man. When we first met, we first met. My wife and I were doing an event, and you came to one of our events. And I remember you were cutting weight at the time, so you couldn't really eat the pizzas. Yeah. You were like, I'm still going to try one. I'll suffer at the gym tomorrow. And my wife then was making fun of me. You know how Kim is. She likes to embarrass me every now and then. Love you. But, I don't know if she told you or if she told Taylor, but she's like, Sandra's probably fangirling right now. Because I was like, I was meeting a professional fighter. So I was like, that's so cool. And then you told me who you train with. I'm like, Billy Quarantine, Billy Q? Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah.
So it was cool, right? But beyond the fighting and stuff, because we always talk on the pod that's how actually not only the idea of the podcast started, but that's how our brotherhood in the A5 started. We would get together to watch UFC fights. Wow. And in between rounds, in between fights, we would have these deep conversations on the couch.
Yeah.
Like, we're watching, he got knocked out. So how's your walk with the Lord, bro? Right, it's like, that's how it started.
Yeah.
And so we've always had this affinity for the UFC, for MMA, for fighting and things. And there's so many spiritual principles that go from preparation to the actual fight that we'll get into in a little bit. But I kind of want us to get started here. I want to ask you this because I met you in the beginning of last year, 2025. Crazy, it's been a year already.
Yeah,
dude. Time flies.
And we haven't hung out enough.
I know, no, dude, but that's life.
We're
I want to point this out that I don't know if you noticed this. So I met you at the beginning of 2025. Mm-hmm. You had 3 fights last year, professional fights, which you're 4-0, right?
Yes.
4-0.
3 finishes.
Let's go. I saw your progression, and I don't know if you noticed this, in your faith almost. And so I want to kind of touch on this, and you tell me what was going on in your life. Because your first fight against, I think his name was Romeo, right?
Romello. Yeah.
Romello.
Yeah, he's doing really good right now, too.
Yeah.
So shout out Romello.
So your first fight after that, after the fight, you won. You're just thanking your coaches, your girlfriend, you're thanking everybody. Yeah. The second fight that I went to see you in St. Pete, that you knocked the guy out, spinning back fist, and then just hammer him down, right? Like ground and pound, TKO. Second round was phenomenal. After that second fight, I remember you got on the cage and you pointed up to God. And I was like, oh, wow, like that was different. And then your last fight, your third fight, you flat out gave glory to the Lord. You were like, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I almost saw like a faith progression in that year. What happened last year that you went from like just thanking your coaches as normal fighters would? I want to thank my coaches, my family for supporting me. You went from that to flat out the first thing you say after you win, man, thank you, Jesus, for giving me this victory. What happened in that year?
My faith has been growing back. I'm still on the journey. I don't have everything figured out. And we talked about this. Mm-hmm. And I think our talks helped aided that moment. that you're referencing, and you're referencing my last fight. I was having issues in the corner room. I don't know if it was a weight cut or the the pre-fight anxiety, but I quite literally was just feeling flat. Like my arms were feeling heavy. I came into that. It was a lightweight fight, which is an easy cut for me, but I came into it a little heavy. And that's because after a fight, like you rebound so hard with eating.
And for context, lightweight is 155, right?
Yeah. And like, so I made 45, then I made 50, and then that fight was 155. And so I'd cut a lot of weight in the sauna. I shouldn't have, because it's an easy weight cut. And I don't know if it was that or if it was the anxiety, but I was like quite literally feeling super flat. And I've already had so many experiences with like, wanting to take my faith more seriously, and obviously meeting you and you helping me through some issues. Like, I am not the perfect follower, so I don't feel like I can preach to people, or at least let them know what's going on in my head. So before the fight, I had a lot of nerves. I felt flat. I was just having negative feelings. And I was like, you know what, God, whether I win or lose, I'm going to give you praise this time, because you deserve it. And I have not been as outspoken as I should be. And when I gave like the outcome of the fight into his hands, it almost gave me confidence. I wasn't worried about losing. Really, God stripped it down as like, you're about to compete and my way is going to be the way, and I accepted whatever outcome. And people talk about this, warriors talk about this, fighters talk about this. It's like, I'm sure it's been written for thousands of years, but by coming over the anxiety of the battle, you quite literally accept the outcome. Except this time, I had God to give it to. And it was way easier than just accepting the outcome, because I could just give it to God. And it took an immense amount of weight off my shoulder. My coach was like, if he takes you down, like work your way up, do this. I said, Coach, if he takes me down, I'm going to submit him. Which is funny, because I was the one taking him down after I got rocked in the first round. Because it got sketchy. I just remember the weight being lifted, and I was gonna give glory to God whether I won or lost. And because you can't go to God's like, if I win, I'll actually preach your name. That'd be crazy. That wouldn't be the right way to do it. So I was like, you know what? In my head, win or loss, I will give you glory. I won't be ashamed, or I won't be embarrassed. Even if my journey isn't where I want it to be, I'll at least let people know like I'm on a progression. And this is who it's responsible for. And I even remembered my first quote for you guys today. I think I'll get it. I think we'll get it right.
Go ahead.
Psalms 23:1. Guys, I don't read the Bible as much as I should. My good friend here has given me a daily devotion that I'm going to start reading, and I haven't yet.
It's okay, bro. Let's go.
But I did remember one Psalm today for this, because I had a feeling you'd bring this up. Is Psalm 23:1. For the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of.
Yeah.
That just helped me. It was just like, if I give this to God, he'll give me strength, or he'll give me a lesson. And the outcome just didn't matter. And he chose to bless me again that night. And he made me work for it. I got clipped, and I had no legs for like 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and listen, that's how God tests us, right? And are you going to trust me even when you get clipped?
Oh,
right?
Man, that's so good.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, right? People sometimes when they go through trials, they fold immediately, right? In that moment you get clipped and you're like, oh dude, screw this. It's like, I'm trusting you, and I just, because getting clipped, I'm sure it's embarrassing,
it's super embarrassing.
Especially when you're hyping yourself up, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get this done. And it's like, oh,
when I'm supposed to be the striker too.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, reality check, So I think I was going to comment on this. You showed a lot of maturity that most seasoned Christians don't show.
1,000%.
You get me? So for you to be in that room, freaking out, whatever, feeling what you were feeling, right? Your arms are heavy. Everything was heavy. You're like, man, what's going on?
Yeah.
And your first instinct was, you know what, Lord? Whatever happens tonight, you're going to get the glory.
Okay.
Dude, there's a lot of people who have been in church for years.
Who are the perfect follower, the perfect.
Right. And they have the Bible verses all over their Instagram. But then the second that something bad happens, they fold. And they turn right back into their old habits. They go right back to the world. They go right back to forgetting about God. You know? Yeah. So kudos to you, man. You showed a lot of maturity for someone who, you know, who you say is like, oh, I'm not where I want to be. And let me tell you something. Let me encourage you. None of us are where we want to be.
1,000%.
It's a daily progression for all of us.
And I wanted to share these two things. Well, number one, you got the verse spot on, right? Oh, yes. Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. I love that. And then the other thing that you mentioned was like your attitude, just to add to what Rene was saying, it's straight from the Bible. It's scriptural. So Daniel, in the book of Daniel, this is chapter 3, verse 16. So there's these 3 Hebrew boys, these 3 Jewish guys by the name of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Basically, they had created this golden statue to the king of, I believe it's Babylon at the time, the Babylonian king, King Nebuchadnezzar. Have you heard that story before?
Yes.
So they create this huge statue and they're telling the whole city, everyone has to bow down. And if you don't bow down, we're going to throw you in this furnace. And this is what these 3 Jewish men said, these 3 Hebrew boys said. They said, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. So I think what you showed in that fight was like, Lord, I trust you. I'm giving you my anxiety. I'm giving you everything. And if I win, I give you the glory. And even if I lose, I'm still going to praise you. Like, dude, that is incredibly mature for you to understand. And like Rene said, there's Christians who've been Christian forever, right? Yeah. That don't even have the ability to say that. When something gets tough, they fold, they give up, they question God, right? And I think that moment, you know, me watching that fight, you know, I've never had so many heart attacks in 30 seconds, right? Because like I think
whenever we watch our favorite fighter, we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, literally. But you know, it's different when you know the person, bro. Like this is your boy. Like I saw you get clipped. I'm like, oh no. But bro, then you know, I forgot what happened, but eventually I know you guys both ended up on the ground. I don't know if you took him down.
I took him down.
You took him down.
Yeah.
Beautiful armbar. Get him out of there. And it was so quick.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about that because like talk to us about like the importance of getting knocked down in a fight and in life. Because there's a verse that says, though the righteous fall 7 times, they get back up, or they get back up 8 times.
8 times, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's a psalm. But talk to me about that. Like, there needs to be a mentality, not just as a fighter, but I believe as a believer, as a follower of Jesus Christ, that life is going to knock you down. Like, there's a real enemy who hates you, who hates the fact that you love Jesus, that you look like God, you're created in the image of God. So there's a real enemy that hates you. So there's going to be trials and tribulations in life. So talk to me about the importance. Like, what have you learned through fighting maybe that you apply to your real life? Like, is it a mindset? Talk to me about the importance of, even if you get knocked down, you got to get back up.
I think, well, in the fights, I don't know if it's God-given. I don't know if it's concussive blows to the brain, but I've been slammed on my head before in a fight. I've been knocked down in my first fight. I got dropped just like briefly. My second fight was unscathed. I mean, I took like 1 clunk, but I was okay. I didn't really drop. I just kind of stuttered a little bit. And then my last one, I got rocked pretty good. Like my legs weren't back. But every time I've taken a shot like that, that's like almost altered the fight, I would get flooded with a deja vu, which is probably more of like a hit to the head thing. Mm-hmm. But then I would get flooded with a positive memory of like, oh yeah, I win this fight. So I don't know if it's God like showing me in the moment, like, hey, we dreamt this before, you win this fight. Mm-hmm. Or if that's just the will God put in me. But every time I've taken a hard shot, instantly I'm like, dude, you win this fight. And like, you can see every time I take one in a pro fight, and if it's on video, you can see me smile and laugh it off. in my fight against Romello, he slammed me square in my head, and I just started chuckling to myself like, I hopefully you don't think this is over, because you know, that's kids play. Yeah. And then this last one, like, I got rocked and I was like moving all goofy. I was like, I hope you don't think I'm out of here, because I'm not. Yeah. So fighting, maybe it's innate, maybe it's God-given. Most likely God-given. But in life, I think it's just important to stay level-headed and believe that there's a path. You know, it's bigger than you. And as long as you're taking the actions, God will pull through. Because when I was younger, and when life would hand me like a traffic ticket that would in Boston that would like bankrupt me, I would complain. I would blame this, blame that. But at the end of the day, it was my own negligence. And it was me putting things off. Maybe not having enough money. That's my fault. Yeah. You know, not working enough, not providing, not saving enough. So now I live my life just being prepared, like dot your I's, cross your T's. And, you know, I believe that God will reward hard work and organization and stuff. I don't know if that really relates to two, but
no, it absolutely does. God is a God of order, right? So to your point, he definitely will bless you if you're organized and you're disciplined, right? I think where you were talking about just now, like, oh, when I would get a ticket, I would like, you know, complain about this and complain about that, and I blame this and
blame everywhere.
Exactly. And then that was a lack of accountability, right? That we all grow up like that, right? Like, you need to learn accountability. It's not something you're just born knowing. Yeah. You know, as humans, we like to deflect responsibility.
Dude, it's like I went to a woke college. You know, and like I'm not all the way Republican. Yeah. I lean conservatively fiscally. Yeah. And then I have my own ideas about other issues, right? That maybe I lean left. But man, being in a woke college, everything's deflection. Right. It's always the government's fault. It's always the city's fault for everything. Oh, this guy got arrested. He was literally flipping off the cop and like pushing a cop. Of course he got arrested. Right. or he was driving without a license. Of course he got arrested. Correct. Or, you know, students were like, oh, I'm so broke. Like, it's the city's fault. They owe me this. It was this constant, like, they owe me something. And I was desperately broke in college. You know, I was living off of like the money I made in the summer, and then I would supplement it with bouncing at a bar and driving Uber Eats. Not even driving people, driving food. Yeah. Because my car was too small. So it's like, in growing up and coming to Florida, it's like, I didn't make money when I first moved here. Yeah. You know, I was started at like an entry level salary, and it was not good. You know, I was working for a family owned apparel company, and I had to rise through the ranks. And you just learn, like, you are responsible. Every action you make is responsible for what happens to you after. Yeah. So now I just try to, you know, someone said they thought I was type A. Never been type A in my life. I've always been like the artist, like the unorganized, the late, as I was late today. You know, I was always late, unorganized, artist. Oh, he's an artist. You know, this is how they operate. Type B. Someone thought I was type A the other day, and I'm like, that's how far I've come.
There you go. Great, that's progress. Yeah, that's progress. That's maturity. And something I wanted to tap into before we continue to another thing is, like, you were talking about that mindset that when somebody knocks you down, you're like, wait, I win this. Yeah. And I almost wish that more believers viewed their life that way. Yeah. That when the enemy attacks you, don't fold like, oh, the devil's after me. Oh, the devil this, the devil that.
Everything is an attack.
Everything is a spiritual attack.
You're just layering the losses on top.
And not only that, but man, if you knew how the story ends, newsflash, believers, we have the victory. Right. So it's almost like, imagine a fighter went into a fight already thinking, bro, I'm done this fight. Like, you can't, I don't know about you, but nobody should step in the ring if you know, like, I'm losing this. Like, I don't think that's the best way to get into the cage, right? You have to have some level of self-belief and confidence in your training and your ability, and then God first, and then all your training. Yeah. And in life, we should view it that way. Like, God, no matter what happens, no matter what trial, what tribulation comes my way, Lord, I trust you, and I know that I have the victory in you regardless. So and again, people love to over spiritualize things because there's practical stuff too. Right. Like your car breaks down. Oh, the enemy's after me. No, you forgot to change your engine. You forgot to change your oil. Right.
You've been driving 9 months without an oil change, brother. That's
and
not
that
the
light's
devil.
been blinking at you.
Correct. Your dashboard looks like a Christmas tree. This is not the devil.
Yes, that was your own lack of discipline, organization. So, man, I just love. Every time I hear stories about fighters and obviously getting around you guys, I hear your guys' mindset. You know, even training with Ali. You know, the way. Just the way you guys structure your lives is really admirable. And I think there's so many good principles in how you guys practice, train, and fight that, man, I almost see like the same thing spiritually. Like you don't get into the fight without practice. You don't get into a fight without training. One time I asked you like, how quick can you get into the cage? Like if you wanted to be a professional fighter, and I think you told me any good coach probably shouldn't let you get into the ring after like maybe 1 or 2 years of training first.
Yeah, I think it's how fast you learn grappling.
Fair enough.
Because people can learn striking pretty fast.
Fair enough.
And they can be pretty good. It'll take 4 or 5 years to get really good, but the grappling is the slow part.
Fair enough.
And like thankfully I came with a base, but yeah, you should be training like 1 to 2 years before you think
there you go. And so my point with that is like you're supposed to train before you get into a fight. And so sometimes when you're a new believer, maybe you're not as seasoned or as mature in your faith, you know, maybe my point is like there needs to be training too.
Yeah.
You need to train in the word, like and read your word every day. Find a Bible believing church, go to that church, surround yourself with Bible believing friends. If the enemy's attacking you all the time, and it really is a spiritual attack, if it is, right? Because it might be, again, lack of organization, lack of discipline. But if it really isn't if it really is a spiritual attack, my question would be, let me see, what's your church? Who's your pastor? Who are your friends? How often are you reading your word? Are you praying every day, right? Like these are spiritual principles. This is the practice, the training, so that when you get into the fight, even if you get knocked down, you don't fold. Yeah. Right? You don't give up.
Yeah.
But do you have anything else you want to share?
No, good.
The last thing I want to touch on before we wrap up is I wanted to ask about the importance of who's in your corner, because we always talk about how MMA is an individual sport. Mm-hmm. And I understand that statement, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I understand that you are the only one that goes in the ring, but your team is so important. Like they're the ones who train with you before the fight. They're the ones who in the fight, they see things you're not seeing. Like, hey, bro, this guy keeps throwing a hook at you. Did you catch it? Yeah. Right? Or are you too focused on your jab or your kicks that you're not? He keeps throwing that at you. Like, put your hand up, right? Yeah. Like, they see things you don't. And so in fighting, you know, who's in your corner is so important. You usually have like somebody who's good at wrestling, somebody who's good at striking, somebody who's good at jiu-jitsu, right? Yeah. And in life, I try to surround myself with maybe a man who's been married longer than I am. Maybe someone who knows the Bible more than I do. Yeah. Maybe like, you know what I mean? Like talking about who's in your corner in life and in fighting. So kind of talk to me a little bit about fighting and how does that translate to real life?
I have a good answer for this because, well, in the fight, I'll start off by talking about the fights is Billy Q. I just feel like he's like family to me now. Mm-hmm. And he's taught me everything I know. And when people will ask me questions about like Q's coaching style or like what he means to have that level of experience as your coach. And for me, it's just, he preaches that daily grind, right? He's like, you show up, you put in the work, you feel good about yourself, you try to learn more and more. So it's like, he taught us all. It's not glamorous. It's a daily grind. Mm-hmm. Like you have to be putting in the work to see the results. And, you know, at this point, like, having him in there it just feels right. You know what I mean? And, you know, we'll have a moment, say if I had a rough first round or something, and it's like the second round and I'll just like look at him and kind of laugh like, well, we're back here, you know, like, or, you know,
we made it past the first round.
Yeah. Like, well, we're back here. And, I let some guy who shouldn't even be hitting me, like hit me like once or twice, but I promise coach, I'll pull through. So it was like, he's good. Cause, honestly, I've been blessed to not experience what it feels like to give him a loss. So it's like every time I give him a win, it like almost means it's probably due to not growing up with the father either. But like, it's like every time I win, it's like I'm more happy I gave him a win than even myself. And that's just like, I think that's just how much I love him as a coach and as a mentor. And then you have Adam, who knows me through and through. We spar all the time. We spar hard. He knows where I lack in life. He knows where he knows my excuses. He knows, my area. He knows my game in and out. So he's like that second person who's gonna see like the holes or the opportunities. And how I relate that to life is I have friends who inspire me. I have friends who are just there, or there's friends I have fun with, but I was always missing the friend who's a spiritual leader. And I think that's why when I met you at, over there in La Union at the pizza event, you dress nice, you're fresh. Like, also, I think
I've never been told that in my life, bro.
Really?
I appreciate that.
No, I think you dress nice, but like, I think I've had this piece of lint on my finger for the whole time. But I think when you hold yourself to a certain standard, you start holding who you let around you to a certain standard. And it sounds elitist, whatever, but it's just, if you have respect for yourself, you want your friends to have respect for themselves too. And so when I met you, it's like, oh, dude, this kid's cool. He loves fighting. Also, I don't need another gym friend. All right. Like, there's so many of us, all my friends are gym friends. But, and another thing, it was like God was giving me a person who could lead me spiritually and hold me accountable, not for not going to training, but for not reading my devotion book, or someone who's going to put me on to new ideas or address why I think I'm having trouble diving into religion. Cause I still haven't made the dive yet. Like I'm still waiting. I'm just a little bit deeper, in the body of water than I was a year or two ago. I just think that's the importance of having people in your corner, like,
and again, like in the same way in MMA, you have someone who is good at the striking, someone who's good in jiu-jitsu, someone who's good in wrestling. That's why in life you have someone that maybe you got your friends who are your training partners to help you physically. Maybe you got other people who help you spiritually. Yeah. Maybe you got other people who help you financially. Like, it's so important who you surround yourself with. The Apostle Paul says, "Bad company corrupts good character." Yeah. Did you really?
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Yeah. Bad company corrupts good character.
My bad. I stole it from you. It was the Holy Spirit.
That was good.
Alignment.
Bad company corrupts good character, man. So like, you're trying. It's like how this whole thing started. You're trying to you have a vision for your life. UFC, marriage, family, kids. Anyone that's not aligned with that vision, right? Like, unfortunately, they can't go with you, right? And it's just, I don't think it's elitist at all. You got to guard your heart. The Bible talks about guard your heart, for everything you do flows from that.
1,000%. I was going to say that Tim Ross, he says this, that not every friend is a forever friend, right? There's such thing as a seasonal friend. So there's friends that you can have in the winter that help you stay warm. There's friends that you have in the summer that help you stay cool. There's friends in the spring. There's friends in the fall. Not everyone's a 4-season friend, That's and good. You just have to have the discernment to know when to let go of those friends that don't align with what you want. Yeah. You get me? Because nothing sucks more than dragging, people from the past or whatever. And the thing is, when the Bible says don't be unequally yoked, a lot of people attribute that to just marriage. It's like, no, God is talking about friendships there too. Anybody, whether it's business, friendships, whatever it might be, in community, don't be unequally yoked. Because if you're constantly dragging someone to be like, come on, dude, like, we gotta be better than, it's like, no, man, like, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. If you see that they're stuck in the past, you gotta let them go.
Yeah. And something else that you said, I think you said accountability, like they hold you accountable. Right? Yeah. The guys in your corner in a fight and in life, right? Hey, bro, why didn't you show up? Why didn't you show up to training? Or in a fight, hey, bro, be careful with that right hook, that kick, whatever. I think we live in a society where a lot of people are so independent. They're like, no, this is my life, me, myself, and I do whatever I want. But I think one of the beautiful principles of fighting in the cage that translates to real life is you need the right people in your corner, right? Because as much as I love you and I can help you spiritually, in a fight, very few things I can help you with, right? Like you're gonna go back in between rounds. Hey, bro, that punch was fire. You know, what am I gonna do? I don't have the experience or the knowledge, the maturity to help you in that arena.
Right.
So you need the right people. That's the first thing. You need the right people in your corner. And secondly, those people that you've trusted and entrusted in your circle, you need to be able to submit to their accountability, their wisdom. Like imagine if after every round, Billy's like, hey, dude, be careful with this. You got to do this, fix this. And you're like, nah, I know what I'm doing. Like that defeats the purpose of community. Yeah. Like the Bible from the beginning, when God creates Adam in the garden, he says, it is not good for man to be alone. So I'm going to make a helper. That's where Eve comes in. Right. Like we were never meant to be alone. We were not meant to do this life by ourselves. And so that's why, you know, I'm grateful that God crossed our paths, because I'm grateful that I get to be a voice in your life to just tell you, man, almost every time that I talk to you. So you're always like, man, I haven't done this. I haven't done that. But bro, like, let me encourage you, man. Like, number one, God loves you. God's proud of you. And it's okay to not have everything figured out. Yeah. Like, I know that sometimes you can be hard on yourself. Like, oh, I haven't read the devotional book. I haven't gone back to church. But man, take it one day at a time. Jesus says, don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has enough worry of its own. Take it one day at a time. Right now, bro, dude, that was awesome. The fact that you opened this up with Psalm 23:1, you verbatim. Tomorrow, let's get verse 2 in. Yeah. Next week, verse 3 in. By the end of the month, you know the whole Psalm 23 more than a lot of Christians who know the whole Bible. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's one thing at a time. And find a church, find a good pastor. You know, I'm gonna be here, but you need someone who can shepherd you, right? And you need and we're here for you, bro. But those are the things I wanted to talk about, you know, tonight, because there's so many, dude. Whenever I preach, I mean, you went to see my message that one time, good. And I just love fighting analogies, because there's so much spirit. There's so many good principles that I get from fighting. Every time we watch a fight, I'm like, oh, that would preach good, you know? Yeah. Because again, we're in a spiritual battle. You know, you guys fight in a cage, but in this world, we're in a spiritual battle. The Bible says that
more now than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So and our enemy doesn't get tired, dude.
Yeah. No. So, but yeah, man, that's all I got for you, bro. Thank you so much for hopping on board. I hope this was beneficial to you. I hope it's beneficial to your audience.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, bro.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm just glad I made it.
Yeah, bro. We'll be cheering you on. And you know, when you make it to the UFC, don't forget us. Don't forget about us, folks.
Nah, bro.
Us poor people.
I'm going to stay my butt in Tampa, bro.
Yeah, bro. We love you, man. But yeah, anything you want to add before we close out tonight?
Follow me at not El Pantero. It's Pantero MMA, Instagram. Also, man, just like, thank you guys so much for having me. I know I had to skip the last one, but yeah, I just, you know that to be a fighter, you have to dive head first into everything. And I was feeling not confident about that, because, you know, I haven't dove absolutely head first into religion as much as I should. But not religion, but in the faith. It's
one
good.
Day at a time, bro.
Yeah,
one day at a time.
Really good about reminding
one degree at a time. Again, that's why I gave you that devotional book.
Yeah,
I didn't give you a Bible. No. I gave you a devotional book, because if I tell you, here you go, bro, read the whole thing, it can be overwhelming. So there's a day, verse a day, you know, and I'm proud of you, bro. You came in here, you know more scripture than a lot of Christians, bro. You can say I know Psalm 23:1.
You're a lot more mature than a lot of Christians that we know.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man. You know, it's a long road.
Yeah,
long road here.
Yeah, we're here for you, man. Whatever you need, man.
Likewise.
We're cheering you on, bro. Yeah. Love you, man.
Likewise. Love you, dude.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the A5 podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Leave some comments. Be sharing. Be following my boy when he makes it to the UFC and becomes a champion. You guys know. Yeah. You heard it here first. So we love you guys. Until next time. Peace.